I'm Ann Delisi. This is Essential Music here on 101.9 WDET, and there is an amazingly talented artist here in the Motor City, and we're happy that she's from our town, and she's got a release party and a concert this coming Tuesday at the Trinity House in Livonia, which is the most intimate, wonderful place. So, Amanda, you're going to love it there.
Thank you.
But before we talk to Amanda Morgan, I'd like for you to hear her perform in our studio. So please welcome to the WDET studios, Amanda Morgan.
I'm sorry for telling you I loved you before I meant it. And I'm sorry for believing that it wouldn't work out in the end. I'm sorry for playing around like I didn't need you. But I'm sorry for the tears that fell following your name. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing, like being alone in a crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. I know you're somewhere out there thinking about me, and I know you wish we could be together too. Nothing's a mistake, but just a lesson learned. I learn about myself and my love for you. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing, like being alone in a crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. Now I'm all alone, I'm not waiting by that phone. Quit telling me I was wrong, 'cause now I'm so strong. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing, like being alone in a crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. 'Cause falling for you felt more like crashing, like being alone in a crowded room. Your silence can be my loudest word, but nothing ever hurt like you. Falling for you, falling for you, falling for you. Nothing ever hurt like you. Falling for you, falling for you, falling for you. Nothing ever hurt like you.
We're in the WDET studios here on Essential Music with Amanda Morgan, who's got a CD release party and a performance this coming Tuesday at the Trinity House in Livonia. Amanda, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
You sound fabulous.
Thank you.
You know, so the first time you and I talked, I thought you were young then. You were very young then, and you're still very young. But you have some time under your belt now as a recording artist and as a writer and as a singer. So talk about maybe 3 years ago compared to now and what's changed for you.
I've matured a lot.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to put it.
You learned a lot.
I'm in a completely different place now than I was 3 years ago, which is really a great thing.
Yeah. In what way?
I feel like I'm happy where I'm standing right now, where maybe when I was 17 years old, I probably wasn't.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm very proud to be from Detroit, which is, I actually had gone away to Arizona for school, and I found my way back to Detroit, and now I never want to leave. So
when you had a distance from the Motor City, and you were gone when there was a lot going on, I mean, not that there's not always a lot happening, but there were big things happening here, not all of them positive. When you watch Detroit from that vantage point and were around people that aren't from here, what was that experience like for you?
It was horrible. Like I would have people say to me, like, "You're from Detroit?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm from Detroit." Like it's a good thing to be from Detroit. It's not a bad thing. And they're like, "Oh, is it really like what you see on the news?" And I'm like, "No, that's media."
Yeah.
It's obviously they make everything more dramatic than it is, But I'm proud to be from Detroit. I've never not been proud to be from Detroit, and I'm proud to be back in Detroit. So that's a great thing.
You know, it's interesting, too, when you talk to other musicians who travel a lot, and that's in your future. You've done some traveling, but if you continue on this path, you'll be traveling a lot. And they always talk about the difference of reactions that they get from people when they're outside of Detroit. There's other musicians who have great reverence for people that are from here because of Detroit's musical history. And then they'll have reactions like the one that you just described. Yeah. And then some people say they get sort of an instantaneous respect because you're from the Motor City. And you know, you have to have a little bit of grit, a little bit of heart and soul to really weather some of these storms here in the Motor City. So I always find that fascinating to talk to people about what their experiences are like once they get out of Detroit.
Well, no musician should ever be embarrassed to say that they're from Detroit. I mean, if you look back, you know, current R&B songs still have roots from Motown, or you look at Madonna, who basically defined what today's definition of pop is, or you look at Bob Seger, Eminem, or Kid Rock. Those are some of the best musicians out there. Nobody should ever be embarrassed to say that they're from Detroit.
Amanda, if you could work with any of those folks, who would you want to work with, do you think?
I'm not sure. They're all like so different, which is really cool. I'd probably go back to Motown. Like I probably want to work with like Aretha.
Yeah.
That would probably be my dream.
Yeah. She was actually, you know, it's so funny. She's actually an Atlantic recording artist. She never recorded for Motown. And what's interesting about that is I think it was her father who said, "You're not signing with Motown."
Really?
Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
So she ended up going through Atlantic, and I always ask myself, what would Aretha's career in music have sounded like if she had gotten into the machine, sort of, that was Motown? And it wasn't till she was at Atlantic for a while and Jerry Wexler got a hold of her that she started producing some of the songs that, you know, they're like in our collective consciousness now. So let's talk about this new CD and the production of it and what it took to get you to this place. So my assumption is that you've been writing like crazy. And then you have to get to that point of deciding what's going to make the cut and what isn't. So talk about that.
This is the first CD that I have co-written with somebody. I never co-wrote with anybody. And I met my producer, Chuck Alkazian, and we actually co-wrote the 3 songs that are on the EP. And these are the only 3 songs that we finished in the process, but they kind of like came to us, I guess, more than the other ones did. Like we worked on some other stuff, worked on some melodies, you know, some lyrics, but nothing really like clicked. But these 3 tracks they clicked together, and I'm so proud of them. That's really a great feeling to have, to be so proud of a project.
Did you enjoy the collaboration process?
Oh, I love it. Chuck and I are actually moving forward in our next project, and we actually started writing some new songs for that. So,
are you getting to be a better songwriter?
Oh, definitely. He's matured my songwriting so much. I mean, I look back at, my songs were mature for when I was 15. I mean, they were mature for being a 15-year-old, but Chuck has just taken me to a complete another level, and I'm so grateful for that.
How about your singing? How do you feel about your singing now? You're a different singer too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that just comes with age. And I have one of the most amazing vocal coaches in the world. Her name's Jennifer Kinser. And
so you're working at it all the time.
Working with Jennifer and working with Chuck has just taken me to a complete different level. So that's really a great thing.
What an exciting time for you. I'm talking with Amanda Morgan. So she's got a release party this coming Tuesday night out at the Trinity House in Livonia, which is such an intimate place. It is a free performance, by the way. So all you have to do is show up and have a wonderful time. Are you going to be performing with someone else, or is it going to be like you're here today?
I'm going to be performing just solo.
Yeah.
So.
How about that? When it's all on you. Do you like that situation?
I do like it. It's how I'm used to doing it. So I don't know. We may convince Chuck to play a couple songs with me. So we'll see what happens
and show up.
We'll see what happens.
So let's talk about some of these awards. 2014 Indie Music Channel Awards.
Yes.
Describe what that's all about for people that don't know what it is and the awards that you won.
So basically, the Indie Music Channel Awards are like the Grammys for independent artists, which is really a great thing because it's a way to get independent artists out there. And there's a lot of avenues that, as independent artists, we don't get. Like, we don't have it as easy as people and the record labels, I guess, to get our music out there and be heard. And the Indie Music Channel Awards are a way that really reward artists that are independent but are out there and walking the walk, which is wonderful. And you meet some really amazing musicians. So my parents and I, we flew out to LA and we went to the Whiskey A Go-Go where the awards were held.
And we should mention that is a legendary
club.
Yeah.
And I actually was able to play there during the award ceremony, so that is something fun to put on my resume as well.
For sure.
And I did bring home the Best Female Pop Artist Award back home to Detroit, so that is something that I am very proud of.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
should be
much.
proud of
Thank
that.
you.
That's wonderful, Amanda. Can you do another song for us before you go?
Of course.
We're in our studios with Amanda Morgan, and as I mentioned, she has a free performance coming up this Tuesday to celebrate the release of this new EP. It is at the Trinity House in Livonia, which, as I mentioned earlier as well, is a very intimate, beautiful. When I've seen a show there, I just kind of sit back and relax, and it really is the most enjoyable place to be. You can go to amandamorganmusic.com to find out about Amanda's music and where she's going to be performing. And then the night of the performance, people can get a free download card,
Correct,
right?
of the new EP. So if you come, you will actually leave with a downloadable version of the EP.
That's great, Amanda. Please welcome once again to the WDET studios, Amanda Morgan.
The night I met him, he couldn't take his eyes off of me. Another Midwestern boy, a nice soul he turned out to be. After his mother died, he tried to escape his reality. And he was 25, still trying to find something to believe. There's something you know when you're stuck in the cold and you can't find control. You just won't let go. There's someone you'll see, and that might be me. You try to hold on, but you just won't let go. He said I looked like his mother when she was 17. And he pulled down a picture. She was a beautiful homecoming queen. Then after his mama died, he tried to escape his reality. Living out his 25, still trying to find something to believe in. There's something you know when you're stuck in the cold and you can't find control. You just won't let go. There's someone you'll see, and that might be me. You try to hold on, but you just won't let go. How do you console someone with a broken soul? And how do you have to heal when you can't imagine how they feel? I'll be there for you, and I hope you'll be beside me too. I'm standing here in the rain, calling out your name. There's something you know when you're stuck in the cold and you can't find control. There's something you know when you're stuck in the cold and you can't find control. You just won't let go. There's someone you'll see, and that will be me, 'cause I tried to hold on.
We're in the WDET studios here on Essential Music with Amanda Morgan. She's performing this coming Tuesday night at the Trinity House in Livonia to celebrate the release of her new EP. You will get a free download for showing up. You will walk in the door for free. Mm-hmm. You can go to amandamorganmusic.com. And the performance is this coming Tuesday night out at the Trinity House. Congratulations on all your success,
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My thanks to Alex Trajano for engineering our session today. We'll get back to more music right after this here on 101.9 WDET.